All right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Amir Haziq, and today we have the Ace Racing League Season 2 final here at the circuit Gilles Villeneuve, which is today's track, which is opened back in 1978 has a total of 15 turns and a total length of 4.4 kilometers on the St. Lawrence River on a man-made island. Now then, I'm not here alone this weekend. Today, I am here together with Robert Paun, one of the racers, who will go through the rest of the plan today.
Hi guys, we will first have a 15-minute practice session followed by a 15-minute quali. After quali, we will have a 25-lap race with open setups but one mandatory pit stop, which means that all drivers have to pit at least one time during the race. Let's switch over to the drivers which are currently practicing.
Right then. So we're looking at here one of the championship contenders, one of four, which is like more than what Formula would have back in 2007, where it was between Raikkonen, Alonso, and Hamilton. But this one is the stakes are even higher. 25 points separate between these four, which are Max Jansen, Mixer Montefiore, Marius Morrison, and Mika Hakimi. Well,
Yeah,
Robert, yeah,
unfortunately, Max is not here, our championship leader, so his chances are close to zero for winning the championship.
uh, so there we go. So Honda F3's only representative for this season in the championship for the drivers and constructors is out of the window, sadly. And he does have a 7 point gap, but unfortunately, depending on what happens in the rest of the race here today, sorry, rest of the weekend here today, with that might diminish the championship lead. Meanwhile, the other three will be in action this weekend. Sorry, today. What do you think their
Uh,
chances would be?
I think Mixa has the most chances to win the championship. He has a 4 points gap in front of Marius, and there is also Mika Hakimi, but he is pretty far away from the rest of the drivers.
And of course, he's 25 points behind, which is equivalent to a win in this particular championship, going by the FIA point standings. But he might lose it on comeback, don't you think?
What?
On comeback, because despite even if he wins today, he might still lose the championship by the virtue of the fact that he hasn't had a win all season, while the other three in the championship have.
Yeah, Max has more wins than anybody else. So if anyone equals him in the points, he will still win the championship.
And that
I'm
is so yeah, that's pretty much the advantage to Max in terms of the win countbacks, but in terms of drivers who are not within that range, I think Mixer is probably, yeah, as you said before, Mixer has the best chance. He has 3 wins, while Marius has only one that he won in Assen back in round two, and of course Mika hasn't had a win yet. So in terms of comebacks, Mixer looks pretty good, don't you think?
Yes, Mixa is actually one of our best drivers. He came mid-season and he's still fighting for the championship. Uh, the other guys were from the start, like Marius and Max. So Mixa is, I think, the fastest one uh, between them. We
Yep.
should also look at the Tier 2 standings. We have four possible winners. Two. Demarki Kruger, I can't pronounce his name, it's Vignersvaran and Wei Young. Between the first and the fourth one are 21 points, so it will be a good fight in Tier 2 too.
Yep, tier two being that close as well. 21 points, a lot more in it. And the fact that for drivers like Danesh, he's actually not here this weekend, so he's watching over the strategies for Wei Young, so he's giving it his all in that particular championship fight. But as we all know, tier one and tier two are racing together. That might be a bit of a complex thing to do, don't you think?
Yeah, we should also look at the team standings because there are a lot of teams that can still win the championship. Uh, right now, Scuderia Valkyrie is the first one with a 14 points gap over Honda F3, but the points are doubled in the team standings, so a lot of things could happen.
And of course, the fact that with Max being the only driver for Honda F3 that has been scoring points this season, and he's not here, which basically gave Scuderia Valkyrie the opportunity to wrap this up here, don't you think?
Yes, Scuderia Valkyrie has a pretty high chance to win the championship on the team part, because Max teammate Niels Verheiden has only 10 points, and Max has 136. So he better get Niels better get a lot of points today, or Scuderia will win the championship.
It's looking very highly likely for Scuderia Valkyrie, given the fact that Mika has been scoring points all season very strongly, and
Yeah,
having
Mika.
the and having the luxury of using 4 drivers for the championship.
Yeah, Mika was one of the most consistent drivers. He scored every race and had nearly no DNFs. Max had a big DNF in Monza. He was pretty close to the championship trophy, but that DNF pulled him down the standings.
Yep. But I oversaw that particular race, and yeah, that was probably one of the most defining moments of the season, shall we say? Because up to that point, Janssen was in the running, as you said, running in the championship, but that DNF might have actually spoiled his chances of getting a lot of points here. And
Yeah,
given the fact that, yeah, how close it is right now.
yeah, if he didn't had that DNF, he would most probably already won the championship, despite his not racing this weekend. But yeah, now the championship fight is still on, and it will be a very fun race.
Yes, for sure. And now we're going back into the action here. We're looking at a local driver, driving with the Brad Keselowski font number 2, Nate Barnsdale, aka Sunday driver. But
Yeah,
look, he'll be looking to have a nice Sunday drive as he hops the curb there, coming always into the barriers. Well, that was pretty much expected when you jump that hard.
actually, he is from Canada, from Toronto, so it's his home race. So he has pretty high expectations from this weekend.
Yep, for sure. The local crowd, they'll probably be rooting him on here, even though from Toronto all the way to Montreal.
Yeah. Right now, Mixa Mortiferum is P1 with a time of 1 minute and 25 seconds point 3, and Mika being second with just a 3 tenths gap.
Yep. This is pretty much expected from the top drivers because all season long they've been going at it hammer and tongs, and we're seeing here even in practice they ought to be close to each other. They want to measure it up before the start of the race. In
Yeah,
this case, the qualifying session.
they really need to warm up because we have a pretty big grid today, and we hope there won't be any big crashes involving the championship leaders. So no drama.
Yep. Speaking of the big grid, how many drivers are we looking at here today?
I think there are 13 or 14 drivers from tier 1 and tier 2. So it's a pretty big one. We
And yep,
had races with more drivers, but uh, it's between the Christmas and the New Year, and a lot of people are not home. So
yep. So yeah, Merry Christmas to everyone. Hopefully you had a great one, and looking forward to the new year. Happy New Year to you all. Then,
yeah.
yep. What a way to end off the season.
Oh, we need to remind our viewers that next week we will have the ARL Prize Award, which in which we will give to we will share the best moments and best drivers from the whole season.
Definitely looking forward to that. We got plenty of moments and plenty of drivers to give the Driver of the Year awards to. It's been a very close championship in all fronts between both tiers, and looking forward to that particular award ceremony for sure.
Yeah, it will be a big way to finish the season. So practice is nearly over. 3 minutes left. Mika Hakimi overtook Mixa Mortiferum by 2/100ths of a second. Uh, but where is Marius? He did he didn't do any laps.
And so far, according to the timing screen that we have here, we have only about 7 drivers, and discount bond next time, which is 3 minutes, is probably just a banker lap. So far, 7 out of 14 drivers have set laps here, and we're looking at a driver who has been in and out of the championship so far. It's Noah Schneider for the Alfa Romeo Junior team. Yeah, this is like what this is where we come into the end of the season. We see many drivers coming back, don't you think?
Yeah, there are a lot of drivers that evolved pretty good over the season. Noah Schneider is one of them. He got a lot of top fives in the in this season. We have a lot of comebacks like David Rels that came back uh, this season. He stopped racing, but now he's back in Formula 3 at ARL Championship.
Yep.
Oh,
Uh,
uh,
oh,
s-
what's that? What's happened? That's Marius coming
yeah,
across the first corner. He spun off into the first infield, in the first corner infield, just like how Massa and Perez, I think, if I'm not mistaken, back in 2014 in the final lap collision, spins it around, and the Porsche junior driver is back on his merry ways. Luckily, no incident there. This is only practice, but he wouldn't want to dent his confidence too early.
yeah, they have a lot of stress going throughout the whole weekend. It's a championship fight, so we need to understand him. But spinning like that is not good for the tires and the car. I think he needs to go back to the pits and change the tires after that.
Yep. Not only the tires, the car, but also as I mentioned earlier, the self confidence. He really has to straight as a bit of a collision there from Mixer with
Yeah, Tom
yeah,
chasing.
number Tom Tatton chasing. So well, it's not gone to the dogs yet, but the early uh shall we say early RG bargy has gone on here, and we're only in practice.
Yeah, Tom chasing is actually my teammate. I'm driving for GF3.
The Franco, here's the Franco-Romanian connection right there. In GF3, nice colors you have there, by the way. Really nice car.
Thanks. I tried to make it pretty simple, not very complicated, and I think it is pretty good. We have a lot of beautiful liveries. Porsche Junior team has a very nice one too, and Juf Racing I think has the best livery with the white, gold, and black color scheme.
Oh yeah, for sure. Looking at the spotters guide, it's definitely looking at the spotters guide, it's definitely one of the best looking cars in the grid. Yeah, really nice grid of cars we have here. Unfortunately, we can view some of the liveries since some of the cars have default liveries given by the F3 mod. As we lost pictures from our side for a second, so forgive the technical difficulties. We'll be hopefully back
Yeah.
now. Yep, waiting for our side to come back here. As now practice is over, so Mika Häkkinen right now leads Mixer Multiferrum by just 200ths of a second. That's how close it is between the top two here. And they both have been practicing quite hard for this particular race. Marius, on the other hand, the other
Has
championship contender, is
has
it? Yeah,
no laps, just one, but a very slow one.
yep,
The
a
one where
banker
he
lap.
spun.
So then, this is where the biggest moment of the entire season comes here. The most important qualifying session, shall we say? We'll have to wait and see how this plays out. Who's your bet for pole position today here, Robert?
My bet is Mixa Mortiferum. He has Mixa. Actually, I'm looking at the data and has less than 10 kilometers per hour top speed than Mika and the other drivers. It's pretty strange. He has 277 and Mika has 284.
We might be thinking that, yeah. So we might be thinking that either Mixer is running a very high downforce setup or Mika's really running a really low downforce setup. It could work either way.
I think Mixa is running a pretty high downforce setup because all the other drivers have over the 280 kilometers per hour mark top speed. Mixa is one of the few ones that I have under.
All
Quali
right.
starting in less than 1 minute.
Yep, less than 1 minute, and luckily we have the stats man here to tell us the deeper details of what's happening between the drivers, and that's really key to let you folks know at home what's happening on the circuit. Right then, T minus 1 minute, as Robert said. Still waiting for confirmation of on our side. We're still having slight technical difficulties, but we'll be hopefully be back with you as soon as possible.
It will be an interesting quali session.
Oh yes, definitely.
Marius doing 0 laps. It's very strange. We need to see how he will do in quali. Quali just started, and we will see a lot of drivers coming out of the pits very early, so they can do a lot of laps.
Yep. As Robert mentioned before in the pre-race intro, it's a 15-minute session, and judging by the lap times that we have around the Gilles Villeneuve circuit, one lap will be equivalent to 1 minute will be equivalent to almost like a few laps. In this case, 1 minute 25. We're gonna have at least at max 7 laps or
Yeah,
6.
and you still need to change tires and do the out and in laps, so it will be even less than 7 laps.
Yep. A quick turnaround from the team is well needed. As now, qualifying gets underway. The 15-minute session, the most important 15-minute session of this entire season, has gotten underway. Now then, we're looking at one of the main championship protagonists, Mr. Multiferum, on his outlap.
He went a bit too late on the brakes in the chicane, but it's just the outlap. We'll need to see how the teams evolve during the session.
Yep, as more rubber is built into the road, the grit levels go up, and that's when the drivers can really push it.
Yeah.
As, mounting the curve goes Mixer. That, luckily, there's no damage to the undertrain that time, as your teammate right there chasing
Yes,
is
Paun.
right behind him.
Mixa just started the first lap of the session, going throughout turn 2 and turn 3.
And chasing just spun in the background right there.
Yeah, in the at the Wall of Champions exit.
Yep, the infamous, or shall we say, also conversely famous Wall of Champions.
Yeah, like Kevin Magnussen did in this year's race.
Yep, exactly 20 years to the day where we saw the likes of Damon Hill, Michael Schumacher, and Jacques Villeneuve all crashing there in one single Grand Prix, hence why it was called the Wall of Champions.
Mixa pretty close on the back straight to finish the lap. He had no mistakes this lap, so it should be a pretty good one.
We'll have to see because the benchmark times that we saw in practice was a 25.3, which was done both by Mika and Mixer himself. But qualifying here is different. We have many cars out on track at the same time. As you said, 14 cars here this weekend. It's a bumper grid and one of the biggest we had in quite a while. So it'll be interesting to see whether traffic can become a big factor. As you can see, the 135 there on in the middle of the screen. That's a previous lap time set by Mixer as he comes across the line here now through the World Champions safely. And he comes across the line now. Will he break at 24? Yes, he does. It's a 24-2. So that's the banker lap time that he has set for this first part of qualifying.
Simon did 25.2 and his teammate Noah did 26.5.
So that's the benchmark time. Sorry, the banker lap times that both Alpha drivers are setting. As David Lelt comes into traffic, that looks like Noah Schneider there, and that has probably compromised him slightly here. Lelt's the returning driver for the Scuderia Valkyrie team, who has been in and out of the season, but the races that he did score contribute massively to the points tally for the team.
Oh, Mika Hakimi had a pretty bad lap at 25.4. he should have did a mistake or something, because he was much faster in practice. And Marius is still not on the track. He's in the pits.
Now, this is actually crucial here. If he doesn't come up within the next 10 minutes, he will definitely start at the back and he'll have his work cut out to try and win this particular championship, where we have seen the lead swung back and forth between three drivers. Mika Hakkinen has been there and thereabout, but he is lucky to still be in the championship hunt. It's, yeah, Mary's now on track is really bizarre, to say the least. We're not sure what his plans are, but he's definitely waiting for the track to clear up, I could say.
Yeah, Mika Hakimi is a good example that you don't need to be very fast, you need to be consistent. He had a lot of podiums, but I don't think he had any win. Oh, Marius just did his outlap. He is doing his first lap right now.
As Crucifier goes into the wall, into the chicane where Vettel got penalized for uh, blocking Hamilton in the Grand Prix of Canada this year. As you said yourself, Marius is now, I think this is on his hot lap, don't you think?
Yes, it's actually his first hot lap for this session, and we are nearly to the half part of the session. And Mixa Mortiferum is P1 at the moment, with a pretty big gap, 1 second to Mika Hakimi, who had a 25.2.
Yep.
We see
And
Marius.
he's just 200s ahead of Simon Benoit as well. Teammate David Lelz to Mika Hakkinen is in fourth. Now the times are a little bit spread out at the moment because we just saw the first batch of times coming in. So we have to wait until the second and third batches come in to see whether or not this is actually the actual gap we're going to see in the race in qualifying. Sorry.
Marius just went past the wall of champions, and we need to see what lap. Oh, I think his lap was invalid. Oh no, a 125.8. This is
And
P5.
that puts it. That's P5. Just a few hundreds. I think it was just thousands between him. No, it's three 300s between him and Lelz. So Marius doing his first banker lap time, and he's going at it again. I think.
Yeah, he is
Yeah.
doing 2 in a row, and he hit traffic. Nick Bansdale, the local one, is in front of him. He must, if he's not on on a hot lap, he needs to let Marius by.
And that will be definitely a big problem for him. The dirty air between these two cars, between Formula 3 cars, despite being lower tier Formula cars, is still quite significant.
Oh, Marius looking the wheels in the chicane. He might actually be happy that Nick is in front of him. He might get a slipstream. So
Yep, it's a
he
slight toll that he might get, but yep, it's a slight toll he might get, and the fact that the Gilles Villeneuve circuit is blessed to have 65% of the lap being on throttle, but it's between the corners that's probably going to hurt him. But so far, Marius is not going to complain about having the slipstream here as we come through to the final chicane, through the World
yeah,
Champions. What will be
both
his lap this time?
improved one position, I think.
Yep, Marius up to fourth and Barnsdale up to seventh. As
Yeah.
we look at this is actually for Tier 1 honors. Tier 2 is currently being led by Wong Wei Xiong, the
Oh,
other Malaysian driver in
Simon!
this race.
What happened to Simon? He just destroyed everybody. He's 1 second faster.
And unbelievable, yes, we're looking at him right now. The Alpha Junior driver smacks into the wall after he crosses the line. And who can blame him? The first driver in the 22s today. A 22.7. Where did that come from?
Yeah, I'm very surprised.
Wow. He is. This is a bit of a spanner into the works. A complete outside driver who's not part of the championship might spoil a lot of drivers who are competing for the championship plans.
Yeah, it's a pretty big surprise that Simon got is currently on pole position, but I think he cut the course or something because he's 1 second faster than everybody else and 2 seconds faster than what he did in practice. So our
Well,
steward is taking notice.
definitely. Yeah, because the lap day is counted, but we'll have to wait and see what the stewards might say, as you said just now, whether or not
Yeah,
that lap time was clean.
yeah. Penalties in Assetto Corsa aren't very good, but we will see if he really did that lap or cut the track.
Well, that will be a point of contention. That will definitely, be hard. Simon will definitely feel hard down by that if the penalties does come in. But for now, we can
Yeah.
we can be in awe that it's the 22-7, the first drivers in the 22, and he's a full second clear of the championship contenders.
Yeah, he's that lap was a perfect one if that was truly a clean lap.
Well, we'll have to wait and see what the stewards say. And that's we got less than 5 minutes left to go here. We're viewing Mika Hakimi. He's right behind a Prima looking car. I'm not sure who's that at the moment. But he has the slipstream. DRS
Oh,
open. Will it, will it come early? Yes, he does. So Mika then coming in up to the final chicane.
I think your stream is a little bit delayed because I'm like 5 or 10 seconds in front of you.
Yeah. So, sorry about that. We still have a bit of technical problems here. You can pause the stream by 10 seconds at least.
Oh, okay.
Right then. Less than 4 minutes left to go as Marius jumps the last corner. Did he hit something? The car jumped for a second and now he's back to the pit. So luckily for him, that's a narrow escape into the barriers. As we're looking at the Crucifier, who is in 8th, one of the many other drivers who competed in Tier 1 here. We got bumper grip of we got 14 drivers here this particular race, all waiting to see if they could set lap times to match the championship leaders. And in this case, currently at the moment, it's Simon Benoit who's leading the way.
Oh, I think his lap got deleted.
Oh, that's a revelation. And yes, you can see that. There we go. The time screen just confirmed it. So then Schneider, who was on provisional pole, has got his lap time deleted. Now it will be his back to status quo, I guess, with the
Yeah,
top three from the championship in the top three in the qualifying session.
he's back to P5 where he was before.
So then I guess what a shame.
Yeah. So
So
turns out
yeah,
it wasn't a clean lap.
yep. So your assumptions from earlier were correct. Good
Oh
call
wait,
there, mate.
no. Simon, I think had a problem and left the server. He
Also,
just
yeah,
rejoined.
it wasn't Schneider, it was Benoit. Sorry, our bad there. We saw the name, we saw the guy in fifth pop out, so we thought it was the same driver. But sorry, yep. But I think once he rejoins back, the times will still stand. So this might still go to the stewards'
Yes,
decision
no,
here.
this time just appeared again. He had a problem. He disconnected and now he connected again.
Ah man. So yeah, there you go. Timing screen just popped out. So it is
Oh,
still
Noah just went P3. What a good quali session from Alfa Romeo Junior team.
1 and 3 on the grid for the team that is lying about fifth in the sixth in the championship, in the team's championship, I think.
I think they are behind the GF3 is P6. Let me check.
Yep,
Yes, they are
P7.
actually P9 in the championship.
Yep.
And they are
So
having
this
a
is good.
1-3.
This is definitely going to be a good weekend for the team if this keeps up.
Yeah,
Mixing it with
imagine
the championship.
if
With the,
someone uh one of Alfa Romeo guys wins the race and destroys everyone else hope at championship.
Max will be smiling himself all the way to the bank back in the Netherlands.
Yeah.
That was the case. But for now, this is of course the qualifying section. The race, which is coming up very shortly in about a minute's time, will definitely be the one that everyone will be looking forward to.
Marius is P5 and Mika is P4. What a great quality session.
Yep, and the man who's looking more and more likely to have the early advantage in this particular qualifying session now is actually Mixer from Monteferrum, the guy we're seeing on screen. Yes, he's a second behind, less than second behind to Simon Benoit, but he has the advantage of having a grid position, two positions ahead of his closest rivals.
Yeah. Mika and Marius should be very fast during the race and be very consistent. Or hope. Oh, Mixa just went to the pits. I think he did a mistake.
Yep, and I'm seeing it on screen right now. There you go. So that's the end of the qualifying session for everyone, barring the drivers who are still out on track, as we are seeing Mika, who's still out on track, jump
Yeah.
the curves at the
And he
Wall of
also
Champions.
roll after the finish line. I think he did it on purpose.
Oh, yep. Well, I pretty much
So
expected that from him. That kid loves to throw the car around a lot. We are now going into the race, so we'll be right back.
and we are back. The race is pretty close to start. So let's see.
Yeah.
The Romeo Junior team got a P1 and P3 in quali. A big surprise from them, but as I'm looking at the live timing, I think their laps weren't clean because both of them had a very low top speed, like 40 kilometers down.
That's quite significant, but probably they went for the downforce setup into the corners. So, well, we'll have to wait and see. Is that we are seeing here the full grid of cars. I'm counting by about 14 cars on the grid, 12 cars on the grid.
Yeah.
We're still waiting for the lights here. We saw that I can see Noah Schneider's wing being played as the sixth red light comes on.
Oh, I think you are very late because the car just started and Simon is in the lead, but Noah lost one position to Mika.
So then the race is off here now as we see Simon Benoit leads ahead of Mixa Monteferro. Mika comes up to third. He's jumped Schneider. Schneider goes off, I think, straight into the runoff area. I hope he didn't crash it up. He's lost a few positions. So Mika Hakimi has made the starter he's wanted. He's right up behind Mixa Monteferro, but he needs to win this race to have any remote chance of closing in on the championship, and he still hasn't got him. As we cut away for a while, we're gonna go back into the action straight away. There we go. Simon Benoit still leads. Mixa second, Mika third, and Marius fourth. So it's the Alpha driver in the lead ahead of the championship contenders. As we're on board now with Mika Hakimi. He's in the slipstream of Mixa. Does he go for it on the first lap? No, he doesn't. Thinks smartly of it. And he remains third. Fourth is Marius, who graces the barrier slightly at the Wall of Champions. And he was lucky to hold on there.
Yeah, I'm back. I had until I checked the stream.
Okay, so, yep, welcome back, Robert. And welcome back to Cemal as well, our camera guy who has been dedicating his entire season here to bring you the live broadcast that we're seeing. So then, back to the action. As we see, it's Simon Benoit ahead of Mixa Monteferro, Mika Hakimi, and Marius. So, who would have thought about that at the start of the race?
Yeah, Simon is leading, so the Alfa Romeo team should be very happy. But Noah spun or hit the wall. I'm not sure. And Mixa trying to overtake on the outside on turn. I think they touched a little bit. And he did the move. And Mika coming too. He had a better exit than Simon. And oh, they touched. They squeezed Simon.
It's a disaster there for Simon Benoit as Mika goes right on the outside of the hairpin. And Mixa will probably try to plan his escape now, which he's doing. He's just a second ahead as Simon fights back against Mika on the back straight. Coming into the chicane, into the World Champions. Who's gonna bring first? Who's gonna be bravest on the brakes?
Simon overtook Mika.
Well, Mika thought better of it. He's thinking of the championship. So, for now, Mixa has gotten the position that he wanted. It's first, and he's gotten faster lap of the race too, at 27.7.
Yeah, he's
Nope.
pulling away from the rest of the field, and Marius is waiting behind Mika. So when the moment when he will do a mistake, he will do one.
Yep. And as we saw in some previous races before, even the best of drivers can make the worst of mistakes. So he'll be banking on that.
Marius spun in Watkins Glen, so and lost a lot of points there. Very bad race for him. He was P2, I think, and spun and got P5. If that did not happen, he will most probably be the championship leader right now. But
Well, yeah.
he's P4 right now, and we'll see.
As we lost a bit of, we lost the live feed from where we're watching right now, but I hope you people, you lot who's watching the stream can see it. Yeah. Once again, the championship swings in favor of so many drivers in just one particular season. Anything can happen even in this final run, don't you think?
Yes, it will be a. The race just started, and oh, Simon spun in the last corner. He hit the wall of champions.
Well, let's see that. Oh my goodness. Well, there you go. Well, just as I was cutting back into the footage, yep, the guy who got pole position by an absolutely amazing time has dropped it in the race. The Alpha team have dropped like flies here, unfortunately.
Yeah, very bad race for the Alpha team. They looked very strong after the quali. They were P1 and P3, but now they are out of top 5.
Oh man, such a shame. And well, at least now Benoit's still in the race. He's in top 5. He will still score some valuable points for the Alpha team, but that's his chance of winning this race gone for now, I guess, barring calamitous, because something calamitous happens at the front.
Mixa is pulled 2 seconds in front of Mika in just 3 laps.
Yep. So with the driver, with the pole man out of the way, it's up to Mixer to control the gap here at the front. Now, as things stand, the championship will go to Mixer Monteferrum, and by virtue of the fact that he has won also more races, the same amount of races as Jansen, he'll win it by countback too.
Yeah, the only chance for Marius and Mika is Mixa spinning or hitting a wall and dropping out of podium position.
Yep. So yeah,
So
this doing some early calculations and permutations right now. The championship will go to Mixer with 154 points. Marius will be second by 140, and Mika will still be somehow fourth on 127.
yeah, Mika is 25 points behind 23 points behind Max, sorry. So if he wins and the other guys get 0 points, is the only way he can win the championship. So
All
that
right.
will most probably not happen.
Yep. Oh, and also the fact that it's also on countback too. So even if Mika scores a win here today, and Max, despite not being here today, Max will still win the championship by virtue of countback because he has more wins compared to Mika, who's surprisingly had none, even though he's been consistently scoring points. His best finishes have been seconds.
Yeah, he started the season at Silverstone with a P2, and after that he just scored a lot of points in the and podiums, not wins.
Yep.
We had
So
a
looking
lot
at,
of. Oh, sorry.
sorry, yeah. Uh, three podiums so far. If four, it'll be if he finishes second here. So sorry, as you going, as you saying.
I was gonna say that a lot of midfield teams got podiums, including like top five teams have wins, and there is a sixth team that has two podiums, GF3, but
Yeah.
they have uh, 40 points. So it was there were some lucky races. Oh, Marius, I think did a mistake.
Yeah, yep, he's fun coming to the first corner there while chasing Mika. Definitely it wasn't a collision between both of them, but he just overcommitted there. He really needs to get a leg up on Mika, otherwise Mika is just gonna run away with the championship. And as it
Yeah,
stands, it's slipping away from him.
the pressure is pretty big on all of them.
Yep.
Mika is catching Mixa. He gained like 0.3 seconds in 2 laps. We'll need to see if he will catch him before the end of the race.
Yep. And of course the mandatory pit stops coming into play, so we'll have to see who's gonna over or undercut. That will be interesting to see. And in Mika and Mixa's case, both having the same names for some reason, as Mixer sets the fast lap. Mika and Mixer have been training together for the last couple of rounds, and they probably know each other's strategies very well.
Yeah, Mika used to do a lot of late pit stops, so he will do the same strategy very fast at the end.
But he's also committed to, yes, spoken to Mika personally, and he's said that he's always used maximum amount of fuel for the race. So uh, it does save time in the pit stops, but it hurts him early on in the race. And I think for this particular one, he's not going for that particular style. As you can see, he's still within about 2 seconds. He can still see Mixer on the horizon.
Yeah, oh, at this point, Wei Xiong is the Tier 2 championship. He's currently in P7, and looking at the standings, the gap is 21 points. But he's a Tier 2 driver, so he will get 25 points because he's the first one in his tire. So he will be the Tier 2 champion from P4 to P1.
Yep. And as you heard Robert said just now, the driver, despite the driver who's in seventh being seventh in this particular race, he is actually leader in this particular tier. So Wei Xiong looking very good to win it here for the Magir development team as Mixer comes across the line again at 25.8. He bettered Mika's time by a 10. They're both trading fastest laps here today.
Yeah, they are fighting, but Mika is catching him. Now under 2 seconds. Yep. He just needs to get that DRS, and then he will catch him easily. But
Yep, and just
he still has 1 second to catch.
yep. He is within under 2 seconds now, as we saw as close as 1.8 seconds. As Simon Benoit says the first start of the race. Nope, it's now Imran Sheikh. The times are tumbling, and we're almost halfway into this race. This
Oh,
particular nail championship fight.
Imran set a very fast lap like Marius did in quali. I think he cut the track. We will, the stewards will look into that after the race.
Yep.
Marius
So
currently being P3, 7 seconds gap.
and
Just,
he locks up big time there.
yeah. And David behind him pretty close.
About 5 seconds as we are running through the running order here. Simon Benoit fifth, the pole sitter, who's probably kicking himself for that particular mistake coming into the World Champions. Likewise, his teammate Noah Schneider dropping in on the first lap.
Yeah. And our Tier 2 current champion, Weiss Young, chasing Noah Schneider.
Yep. And at the rate that this is going, and the fact that I don't see any other Tier 2 drivers being that close to him, he's about 14 seconds ahead of Nick Barnsdale. So at the rate this is going, it's looking really rosy for Wei Xiong. And let's see.
The World of Champions.
Yep, I was about to say that champion in the making, but he nearly ended up in the World of Champions.
Yeah, it's like a tradition. If you wanna be a Formula 1 champion, you need to hit that wall.
White walling the tires, that's pretty much the way to go. Here's the other guy who's in Tier 2, Imran Sheikh. About 6 seconds behind Wei Xiong. Nick
And
Barnsdale in 10th. Yeah.
he's actually P3, so a podium for him in his class. For the viewers, it's like at World Endurance Championship, GTE Pro and GTE Amateurs.
Or, like LMP1, LMP2.
Yeah, even
But
if
yeah, I think, even what?
LMP2 finishes over the LMP1, if they're both the winners in their class, they'll get 25 points.
Yep, exactly the point. And also the fact, well, actually, the GT one might sound more relatable because they're both the same cars in that particular sense.
Yeah. Oh, Mixa pulling away from Mika. Point
By
six
about
six.
6 tenths. Yep,
Yeah.
6 tenths up in that particular lap. Mika might have made a mistake somewhere, or Mixer is just definitely plowing into the fastest laps here.
Yeah, he just did a fastest lap, and we're near to the mid of the race. And Tom chasing
And
did a
and
mistake.
Imran Sheikh, Argy Bargy, they're coming into the last corner. Luckily, they both kept on the track, but unfortunately for Chassing, he's dropped the position. So it tears a bit for your teammate there, mate.
Yeah, he has a plan that made the promise at the start of the season. He will just crash Nick Barnsdale into the Wall of Champions because it's his home race and wanna help him become a champion.
Oh wow, that's a really good insider joke there. And if he wants to do that, he's actually 6 seconds, less than 6 seconds ahead of him. So either he wants to continue fighting Imran, or he'll drop back and probably fulfill that promise.
Yeah.
Anyhow, yeah, we're going back. We're cutting way back here to the battle for six between Noah Schneider and Wang Weixiong.
Yes. Marius doing 1.26. He's pretty slow. David Leltz is catching him. He just beat his personal record.
Yep, and the gaps are somewhat stabilizing, as you might say. It's 3 seconds between Mika and Mixer, and a further 6 between him and Marius.
Oh, Mika did a mistake. He lost 1 second in one lap.
As the championship pressure starting to get to him. In fact, even the way that he's driving now, it would still not be enough for him to claim even third in the championship. He's gonna have to pick up the pace to
Yeah.
catch the Mixer and win this.
I think the best strategy for him, for Mika, is to just pit and undercut Mixa, or at least get into the slipstream. DRS, not the slipstream, sorry.
Uh, well, judging by the way this is going, Mika is definitely doing a demolition job. Even with the early stop, it might be a tall order for Mika to last 14 laps on a single set of tires.
Yes. On Mixa could also try to last on these tires a lot, because if he pit, he will need to he will be between the Alfa Romeo guys, so traffic. Oh, Marius pitted.
So the first of the pit stops, first of the stoppers here from the leaders. 13 laps to go. It's Marius Morrison as he's lost position to Benoit. We'll have to see whether Schneider will get him. I don't think
Simon
so.
just did the fastest lap at 1.23.
And
He
he has got. Sorry.
Yeah, he cut the track again, because that is faster than what the championship leaders were doing in quali.
Well, whatever Simon Benoit is having this weekend, he's definitely got the pace. But as you say as well, it might be of a questionable type.
Yeah. We are currently looking at the Tier 2 championship leader, Weiss Young, fighting with Noah Schneider. Our,
And yep, they've been
no,
together for the last few laps now. But
yeah,
Wei Xiong still hasn't gotten away past him just yet. But judging by the way this is going, I don't think he might want to even chase it because he's still in the run for the championship. As we see the race leader and championship leader in the making coming to the pits. Mika goes on for another lap.
he might try to overcut him.
Yep. While Mika likewise will probably try to undercut him. And he's got quite a clear lap as Lels just comes to the line. It's currently a Scuderia Valkyrie 1-2. Unless Mixer comes out right ahead, does he? He's on the pit lane line. Benoit's right
No,
behind.
no.
No, he doesn't. So,
He,
David Lels is playing the strategy game here. He's gotten ahead of his teammates' championship rival.
yeah, he might try to be a Valtteri Bottas of Scuderia Valkyrie.
And be a rear gunner as... Oh,
Oh,
Benoit
Simon
goes onto the
overtook
inside.
him.
Oh, man. Well, I
What?
don't think he has done a pit stop yet.
No, he didn't.
Well,
What
what a move.
bad lap from Mixa.
Well, it's gone pear-shaped for him. The guy who was running away with the lead has now dropped to fourth, but on track. He is second, per se. We're not sure where Mika comes out in all of this.
He's trying. Oh, Simon over pressed the brake very early, but got a better
And
exit, or the DRS actually.
yep, he's right around the outside. That is a brave move to do when you're fighting for the championship. But
Oh,
Benoit is gonna definitely fight back. But DRS is with Mixer. Does he get him? Yes, he does. And Mixer claims back third place on track. But he still has the teammate to Mika Hakkinen to deal with, and that's David Lels. My word.
Mika didn't pit, so maybe he's trying to get fresh tires at the end of the race, like he did. He is doing most of the times.
Yep. So what you say is true. He's definitely going for the late stopper, but somehow he still has the pace to still keep up in front with Mixer in this case. He only was 3 seconds behind at the stop. And judging by where this is going, this might be very close for the win of the race.
Yeah, if David will help him and will stop Mixa from pushing, he might actually make the overcut work.
Yep. So then he's got 11 laps to go. He'll definitely be on the freshest tires possible. 3 laps younger. Sorry, 2 laps younger than Mixer Multiferum's tires. This
Yeah,
will definitely play into his hands if his in lap is good. Is he coming in this lap?
yes, he's
Let's
coming.
see.
Or no, no, no.
Oh no,
He's
no, he
actually
doesn't.
another lap.
Well, he is definitely putting it. In fact, he's not losing that much time because Lels is really holding up Multiferum.
Yeah, he's pulling actually.
14 seconds at the line there as
Simon
Benoit comes into the
with
pits.
yeah.
Yep. So that moves Mortiferum back up to third. Somehow he was third for a second there, Benoit, but probably it was just a timing screen glitch. But whatever, he's back in front now of Benoit. He's in third. Marius jumps up to fourth. And where
Yeah.
does Wei Xiong come out of this?
Let's see.
I
He
think it
was
was two.
fighting with Simon or Noah. I can't remember, one of the alpha guys.
Yep, Schneider.
Yeah.
Well, he's gotten the better of him, probably because of a pit stop. And Benoit comes out of the pit stop cycle in fifth. But we're looking at here the most crucial pit stop of the entire season,
Oh,
potentially.
Tom chasing in front of Mika.
Oh,
I
let's hope
think
that he.
yeah, I think he will come this lap, so he wants to overtake Tom.
Well, he'll definitely be singing Blue Flag as Imran Sheikh does almost a qualifying type lap there, 23.5.
Oh,
But that doesn't really
Misa
matter.
overtook David Lelt. Yeah, he's coming to the pit.
So then, where does Mika come out of this particular pit stop?
15
Jumps on
second
the
gap.
jumps on the pit limiter, and the crew get to work. We're
Mixa
focusing
coming.
now on Mixer. Now then, through the wall of champions, or Quebec wall, whichever the locals will call it, as Mortiferum comes across the line. There's
Let's
Lels
see.
right behind him. Where is Mika out of all this?
Yeah,
And
oh,
he is.
he
Oh,
actually
that
lost
is
a
a.
lot of time.
Oh my word! What happened if we start there? He crosses the white line. Will that be a Stewart's decision there?
Yeah, they will investigate it. He lost 1 second at least in the pit stop.
Yep, you're right there. 3 seconds was the gap between him and Mixer at the start. So overcutting here has not paid off for Mika.
Yeah. 10
Well,
laps
and
to
now it's
go.
yep, less than 10 laps to go, and we have that action hotting up here. Now, the net leader race has, in fact, it's not net leader race anymore. It is the leader race for Mixer. Net second place will be Mika. He's about 4 seconds behind, but he's on fresher tires, 3 laps fresher than Mixer's.
Yeah,
Will that
and
be?
oh, sorry, continue.
Sorry. Will that come into play towards the end of the race? We'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, he has 5 laps newer tires or 4, so I think he will push very hard. But he must not do any mistake because Marius is behind him.
Yep. In fact, 6 seconds between as Lelt comes into the pits. So the rear gunner for Scuderia Valkyrie for Mika Hakimi has not worked out to plan, suffice to say. It
Yeah,
just held up Mixer just a bit, but ultimately Mixer's still ahead.
we'll need to see if oh, he lost another second.
Now that's probably because he was on an outlap due to the fact that the tires were still a bit cold and he needs to get them out of the temperature. But this might still play into Mika's hands towards the end of the race if the tires fall off the cliff quickly. And judging by the way it has in this particular race, this might still be very close for the win.
Yeah, he needs to be like at least 0.8 seconds faster than Mixa every lap. So if he wants to win the race.
Yep. And is looking a little bit of a tall order for now. We'll have to wait and see. As is that chasing again? Chasing again? Yes, it is. It's a GF3 car. So
Yeah,
has he,
back
was he left
marker.
before? Well, I
Yeah,
think he
Tom
was
in the
left before,
line.
and then he got ahead.
He
Yeah,
will
he
get
was left, and he was what?
what?
No, sorry. As you think?
I was saying that Tom is a nice guy. He usually let everybody pass. He's P10 and he's fighting no one.
Yep. And unfortunately, Barnsdale on track is ahead of him. So no punting him to the World Championship here this year. So no punt to Reno today.
Oh, Columba the Crucifer is fighting Tom chasing.
And he's overtaken him. Well, we're definitely not focusing on that battle because that is the battle between the back markers. We're looking at here, which is potentially champion in the making, and he is running away with it, albeit still within 5 seconds. So if a mistake happens, Mika will be there to pounce.
Yeah, he needs just to settle down and be consistent right now. Even if he will be P2 or yeah P2, he will still win the championship.
Yep, due to the rather weird absence of Max Jensen of Honda F3, this has thrown the championship wide open between the top four. But Mika Hakimi has an outside chance, albeit he will still probably lose it on comeback. But nonetheless, he is in that championship hunt,
Yeah,
and what a
even
season has been.
Max
Sorry.
was racing and Mixa won the race, he will still lose the championship because they have both 3 wins. But Mixa, if he wins that this race, will have 4. So yeah, Mixa has a lot of chances to win the championship even if Max was racing.
Yep. And as I said, iterated earlier, the championship has gone swung in many ways between many drivers, and it can still happen here in the final round, albeit with probably less dramatic consequences because the point spread is just about that close. And if any drivers stay where they are, uh, they will still be scoring the same amount of points.
Yeah,
Anyhow, that terrible explanation out of the way. Uh, yeah. So, judging by the way they finish at this as it things stands, Mixa will definitely win the championship with 154 points. Marius will be second by 140. Max Jensen, despite not here this weekend, he'll be third with 136, and Mika fourth, a further 9 points behind, 127. And
yeah, and
yeah.
we need to look at
Sorry,
the
Haziq.
drivers, the team standings. Right now, Honda F3 is 14 points behind Scuderia Valkyrie, so they can't win the championship. Sorry,
Yep.
but Prancing Knights are 20 points behind them, and that's the team that Mixa and Colomba the Crucifer are driving for.
But judging by the way that Scuderia Valkyrie have two drivers up in the top five, this championship will be settled as things stand. So it will go in Scuderia Valkyrie's favor.
Yeah, Prancing Knights will have 166 points. Alright. Oh, no, 165 because Columba is P11 and Scuderia Valkyrie will just be over 180.
And that's a really nice points haul for the season, despite having drivers going through the rotating door like pay drivers.
Yeah, they had 4 or 5 drivers, I think. A lot of changes.
Four actually,
Oh, yeah.
with the likes of Xavier Lai from Singapore taking over, and then Aiman Hakim at one point. So many drivers have gone through the door here at Scuderia Valkyrie, but ultimately it's the drivers that started the championship that will end the championship here today. As we see an Alpha coming out, that looks like Schneider, yeah,
Yeah,
and he is
Schneider
now lapped.
left.
And
He's
of course,
P9.
yep, and we're
Like,
viewing him right now because you saw just now he cut the pit lane line as well. So the stewards might have to look at that too.
yeah, from P3 to P9. A very bad race for him. From Simon too.
Yep, it's a case of what might have been for the Alpha team, but that's racing. Things like this happen.
Yeah, Simon has no podiums. That could have been his first podium.
Ah, what a shame. That that really will be a kick in the tooth. But this will definitely be motivation to come for next season.
Yeah, yeah. Mika is losing to Mixa now, 6 seconds behind him. I don't think he will be able to catch up.
Yep. So unfortunately, the tire advantage that we were mooting earlier about Mika to catch Mixer has not gone so well for him. This is now Mixer's race to lose.
Yeah. At first, Mika's strategy looked better than Mixa's, but it turned out that Mixa had a better one. We have a lot
Albeit
of
through
fights in the midfield between Simon and David Delt and Imran and Wei Xiong.
Yep, and earlier it was between Schneider and Wei Xiong. So
Yeah,
whatever happened to Schneider?
Schneider is pretty down. He lost 6 seconds. Oh, I think
Wow.
Tom Petty retired.
Yep, he's in the pits. He is still in this race, but he has not pulled out. So if it stays anyway, he will not score points anyway, barring if anybody
Yeah,
else drops out of the race.
ejected.
Oh, well, there you go. Answers our question. So that's the first retirement here out of
And we,
the 11 drivers that we have.
and we
And
can
we've gone,
see Nick Barnsdale in front of Mick Summerfell. He's doing lap, I think second time.
actually first. You can see that on the timing screen on the left.
Yeah, okay,
He has not
yeah,
been.
sorry. I was looking at Noah Schneider.
Yep. About the same name, I guess. They both start with the word N at the front, with the letter N at the front. Anyhow, will Nick give way to the championship, the championship winner in the making? Blue flag would definitely be waving on his screen.
Yeah. We can see that Mixa is pulling. Mika Hakimi doing 127. Very slow for
So whatever happened,
this race. I don't know,
so whatever happened to him as
I think he
sorry, what?
gave up.
Well, not to say he gave up, but I think he might have taken a bit more fuel than he expected because he was stopping quite late, and some of these pit stops are preset, so he might have taken on more fuel than he expected. As Nick Bonsdale gave me
Coming
a
very
bit of a
close.
squeeze there. Yeah,
Oh,
too close for
combat
comfort.
classifier disconnected too.
So that's Prancing Knights' other point scoring driver for the team's championship out, which means we can safely say, barring something calamitous to happen in the last two laps that remain, it's Scuderia Valkyrie who's going to win the team's championship, and that'll be more than enough for Mika's ego, shall we say. If that's something for him to salvage for the season.
Can at least be happy that he won the team standings, not the driver one.
Well, it's like Ferrari in 1999 when they didn't win the drivers' championship with Eddie Irvine. They at least won the constructors for the first time in over 24 years after that point.
Yeah, or 2008, where Hamilton and last corner destroyed Ferrari.
uh, the day that Brazilians will never forget in more ways than one.
2 laps to go, and Mixa is more than 6 seconds in front of Mika. So if he will just drive clean, he will win the race.
Yep, and the fact that 6 seconds is the buffer that we saw, which is +3 from before the pit stops, proves that Mixer has been gunning it for the fastest lap. He is probably more hungry than Mika to win this one.
Yeah. Oh, and Wei Xiong is will be champion in front of Demarchi with just 1 point in tier 2. So a pretty close fight between drivers in tier 2.
Yep, and that's quite rarity to have such points finishes being that close. 1 or 2 points, because such is the nature of the FI system points nowadays. It's not simply possible compared to, let's say, one in a decade ago.
Yeah. And we see Mixa coming to the last lap.
Yep, just 4.4 kilometers left to go for the champion in the making, soon to be champion. And what a season it has been for Mixer. Coming in quite late into the season. In fact, he came in around the fourth race of the season. Yep,
Yeah, at the
in
half.
Yep, at Spa Francorchamps. I'm sorry, was it Spa or is it
Yeah,
Spain?
it was Spa, I think.
Yep,
Because he was fighting with our champion from the last season, Vladislav Mochilienko.
yep. Who has been missing here? Well, I guess he wanted to give someone else a shot at win, but he did win in Spa. But
Yeah,
that's a different story. We're looking here at the new champion for this season, and what a drive he has been for. In fact, what a season has been. Despite missing 3 rounds, he was still win this, which is amazing.
yeah, he was very fast in the second part of the season, and now he's coming to the last chicane, turn 12,
Yep.
just at
So
the
then,
breaking point, at the Wall of Champions.
and now he's coming across the line here. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome your new champion for Ace Racing League Formula 3 Season 2. It's Mixer Multiferum, and the celebrations can now come in. He'll definitely be flooded with emotions here. Mika Hakimi finishes a somewhat consolent second place. Third is Marius Morrison, and he'll finish second in the championship. But what a day it is for Mixer Multiferum.
What a story! Coming mid-season and still winning the championship against
Oh,
four other drivers in the last race.
yep. And Mika, as he was doing donuts there, Mika nearly wiped him as now everybody's doing donuts.
Yeah,
So is Marius, so is Nick, and I think Mika, yep. So they're doing an Abu Dhabi, albeit in a rather tight space of the Ile Notre Dame.
the podium guys doing donuts.
Yep. As outside our cameras here, fourth place goes to Simon Benoit, fifth is David Liltz, sixth will definitely be Imran Sheikh, who will cross the line about a minute and 11 seconds behind. We're waiting for the others to come through as we cut away for a while. But Wang Weixiong will definitely win the Tier 2 championship. Yep, that's it. That's the race, and that's the season finished. We have our 2 new champions. In fact, 4 if you include the teams. So Mixa Monteferrum wins it in Tier 1. Scuderia Valkyrie win it in for Tier 1 and teams. Wang Weixiong wins for the Tier 2 drivers, and I think it's was it Magir that won in the Tier 2 teams?
Yes, they won.
All
They
right,
already were
so
P1.
so double joy for the Magir drivers.
Yeah, we will
As
go to the interview room where we will speak with the drivers.
yep.
What? Uh, I will be better if I do the second one, because I never did. He said he's coming.
Right. We are in. Right. So do I do the outro first, or we just straight to the interviews?
I think they.
All right. So then, first of the drivers that we have in the interview today is the champion for season 2 himself, Mixer Motiferum. So then, first of all, congrats, man. What a race and what a season.
He's muted.
No, actually, he hasn't muted because I don't see a red. Oh, no, there we go.
Hi.
Hello, Mixer.
Yeah, thanks very much.
All right, so so then, first off, congrats, and what a season has been for the championship. You went through from the from the fourth round, and then you won it in the final round. So you had 6 races, and you made it all count.
Yeah.
How does it feel for you right now?
Great, I suppose. I still, obviously, if Max was here, he probably would have outpaced me, and even if I beat him, he would have still won the championship. But I got lucky with him not being here today and not in Watkins Glen as well.
Yep. And speaking of some of the races that you've been through, we're looking through your stats right now. It's just consistency all the way. How did you manage that? And you knowing that there's a lot of points that you've not picked up in the first 3 races. How did you go through it mentally?
Well, I think the setup was the main part. I obviously was learning how to set up the car for the first few races because it was the first time using the car, and that obviously helped with being more consistent once I got a good baseline setup. For this track, the setup was very difficult to get right. Even after the setup I made, it was still very slidey, and I had to be really careful both in qualifying and the race. But I think at some points it was quite stressful because obviously I wanted to win, but then I sort of calmed down because I thought Max was going to win anyway. It's all been all over the place, just big roller coaster of events that couldn't be predicted.
And speaking of the roller coaster of events, not just the races but also emotions, you might say that have you calmed enough now to say that yes, I've won it, or do you still feel so psyched?
Well, a bit of both, really.
So
I'm looking at
yeah,
the
so
data,
Robert.
and I think that your top speed was very small compared to Mika's. So, are you
Yeah.
having a high downforce setup?
I was running 17 wings for this race.
Okay, thanks.
All
Yeah,
right, now then.
Sorry.
Sorry, so you go ahead.
I was just going to mention, yeah, I felt the extra downforce didn't really help in the corners, but I just wanted to be on the safe side because, again, the grip was quite low for this truck.
And speaking of the grip, the tires actually play a factor because we saw Mika coming in quite late, and you
Yeah,
came
I
in quite early for your pit stop. So how did you actually manage the tires and still get a gap on Mika, and you actually did pull ahead of him even in after the stops?
Yeah, well, actually, I spent a really long time debating whether to use softs or mediums. Well, the softs and mediums, they both had really good temperature, but for some reason, the softs after a few laps would be really slidey, and I couldn't decide whether it was just me or whether it was the tires. But I ended up going with the mediums. I definitely thought that Mika would get the overcut since he stayed out for a couple laps, and I got held up behind 2 drivers who haven't pitted yet. But yeah, I guess it was just keeping it clean and keeping my head down and doing the best pace I can.
And suffice to say, it was definitely a demolition job because after the pit stops, you did definitely really pulled away from Mika. So yeah, other than that, you might say that this season has been a relatively resounding success, don't you think? Despite missing quite a few runs.
Yeah, I'd say so.
All right. So Robert, anything else to ask to Mixer?
No.
All right, so then we'll be hoping to see more of you, Mixer, for the next season in Formula 3 and hopefully other championships too, I guess.
Yeah, thank you. Is Mika here? Didn't he get on the podium as well? Or
Yep, he was. He was second and Maris third, so the championship contenders were all on the podium.
he's not in this track though, is he?
No, he's not.
Or is
Not
he
yet.
the winner? Or are you doing it like one by one?
Well, we'll be happy to have all three of you here together, so it'll be easier to do some questions from the floor type of thing. Oh, there we go.
Oh.
There's Mika
There's Mika.
and Marius.
Marius too.
Yo, hello.
Yep. Hello to all three of you.
Hello, thank you.
Hello,
For
hello.
the podium. You had good
Well,
pace,
me-
Mika.
And Max. So the top four are all here in the championship.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know where to start. So I just probably start with the immediate guy who was after Mixer, which is Mika, not DX with a K. Somehow you both had the same names. But anyhow, we asked Mixer just now that you had the overcut on the track, but somehow after the pit stops you sort of lost time. So did you go for the softs or the mediums after the pit stops? It's the first round of pit stops. Mika?
Oh, you were talking to me. I thought you were talking to Mixer. Sorry. No,
Yeah.
actually, my strategy worked out quite well because like I went for the overcut, so I had a lot of pace with the overcut. But the thing is, I decided to repair my damage, so I thought it was gonna take the same time as refueling and changing tires, but it ended up taking 4 or 5 seconds longer. So I wasted a lot of time in the pit. So Assetto Corsa should really have an option where you can just stop repairing the car, because if I didn't repair the car, I would have been much closer to Mixer, probably right behind him, because it was easily 5 seconds gone in the pits for me to repair the damage. So yeah, it was an unwise decision, but yeah, I thought I was gonna get more contact, so that's how I was.
Actually, speaking of the pit stops, the 5 seconds that you caused on track was because of the repairs. Would you reckon that it would not make any would it have made any difference if you did not repair the damage?
It wouldn't. I mean, if I didn't repair the damage, it wouldn't make any difference, because before I pitted, the pace was still there even with a damaged car. So, yeah, I guess the paranoid side of me driving with knowing that the car is damaged, you're not getting 100%. That's why I wanted to repair it, but I shouldn't have done it. So that's that's something for me to learn in the next few races.
Ah, what a shame. Well, yes, it happens to the best of us. We overthink, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
And before we get back to you and Mixer, we'll go to Marius. So, the guy who was third in the race but second in the championship. First of all, how are you feeling right now?
Yeah, I actually feel really good. I didn't actually expect to finish P3 because I knew from the beginning that my pace was a bit off, and these guys are really fast. And yeah, I want to say congratulations to Mixer, who won the championship. Really deserved. He just came into the championship and missed like 3 races and something like that, and he just ripped us off. He was way faster than us in a lot of races. I had nice battles with him, also with Max and Mika, and yeah, it was a nice season. I mean, the race was pretty good from my opinion. I had a kind of good first stint, and then I closed a bit the gap to Mika in front of me after the pit stop. I did a mistake and went into the wall at turn 3 or 4, something like that, and my car was a bit damaged. But I could keep the pace with Mika, and I still closed the gap a bit, but it wasn't enough to catch him up. But all in all, it was a good race.
Yep. And actually, speaking of incidents before, other than the collision into the wall at turn 3 and 4, you actually had a close running with Mika as well in turn 1.
I saw that. He spun.
Yeah, I nearly spun. I don't know what happened. I think like I felt like braking on the same time as usual, but for somehow I closed really fast the gap to Mika in that corner. So I was a bit stressed and I tried to stop the car, and somehow I could catch it in the last moment.
You caught it?
But yeah, I caught it. I mean, I
It
lost
Yeah, it
a
was
bit
a
didn't
half
of
look.
spin.
time. It was a
Because
half
like
spin.
from the mirror, I saw the way he was spinning. I was like, okay, that's him out. I would never have thought you would catch that.
I catched it. I had like I had the same thing like 2 times or 3 times. So, but yeah,
Crazy.
also in the
That's-
second chicken, no, yeah, third chicken, I had the same thing. I had the really half spin, and then in the last moment catched it.
Man, that's some brilliant car control there to keep you in the race.
Yeah, thank you.
So overall, it wasn't collision, is it? It wasn't collision, wasn't it? It was all clean from everyone.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Everything.
There was I think
clean.
on lap 2 it was quite cool. Me, Mixa, and I think it was Simon. We went 3 wide going into the hairpin. It was really cool.
Well, hopefully we can do a replay montage of that for postseason edits. As now we move on to the guy who was in the lead coming into this race, but he unfortunately was absent, which is Max. So then, any reasons for the absence?
Yeah, wait. Yeah, I could have gone, so yeah. That's it. And yeah, congratulations to everyone. Yeah, those things can happen. Still, I know I'm the
damn.
fastest guy here, so yeah.
Looking forward to seeing that next season, where or if everyone's still here, we're gonna have an even closer championship.
Yep.
Oh wait, Mary just left.
Yeah.
Anyhow, Robert, any questions to ask?
I would love to ask Noah or no Simon, sorry, about the turn. Wait a second. But the hairpin at turn 10, he got squeezed by I think Mika or and Marius. I'm not sure.
Me and Mixa actually. I have a picture.
Yeah. What happened there?
From my point of view, obviously I was in the lead, so I couldn't. I was focusing on the apex, couldn't see the guys behind. I knew the Simon was beside me. I saw Mika get a good exit, or at least faster than us. I wasn't 100% sure we were going to be 3 wide, but I still left 2 car widths of space to my left. Obviously, that wasn't enough for everyone to cramp in, I guess. So I still squeezed probably a bit more than I should have, but yeah, I obviously I can't know fully because I didn't see from behind, but
Okay, and you Mika, what's your point of view?
Well, actually, I mean, I saw that the two of them were battling. So at the chicane before the hairpin, I thought, okay, if I let go of the throttle a bit earlier, sacrifice my entry for a little bit more exit speed, I would get the both of them. And I ended up being right. So I managed to get a much better exit, pull up alongside both of them. I thought I had enough pace to clear both of them going into the hairpin actually, but apparently we were exactly 3 wide going into the braking zone. I stuck to the left as much as I possibly could because I thought I was clear of Mixa, but apparently, and Mixa thought he was clear of me. So we both just, it was a racing incident. We just didn't leave enough room for Simon, and he ended up being squeezed. So
being
yeah, I
in the
feel
middle
bad for
is a
that.
disaster.
Yeah.
Always getting sandwiched for.
Yeah, because that you don't have the right for the inside or outside line, so it's just
You might say that he was like a bit of a Swiss cheese in there.
definitely.
Yep. See the replay now. So we got Noah Schneider here from the Alpha Junior team, the guy who started third in the race. So we'd like to hear from his point of view. Noah, can you hear us?
Yes.
All right. So
You really want to hear my opinion? Or I don't want to give into it right now. Whatever. Yeah.
no, we'd like to hear it.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. What should I say? It's my mistake. I just fucked it up on the Vettel Hamilton chicane. So I went straight. I went with my left front wheel. I went on the grass and then the car got unstabilized and I locked up and I went straight into the wall. And I damaged front wing and I kept it all the way to lap 12.
Did you
until
also spin at the final chicane? Was it you? I don't remember.
I spun once at the hairpin.
And it was Simon who spun.
Yeah,
I see.
Simon was in the battle for P2, I think.
Yeah,
yeah,
Simon spun
it
in
was
front of us,
P2.
and then we got
Oh.
past him.
Yeah.
I was extremely scared because
Yeah.
I had very, very little room. Marius had more room than I did, so he
Yeah,
was able
that
to
was
close the
really
gap
close.
even
I thought he
further.
would come back on the track and then take me
Uh,
with him out, and then I would be completely somewhere else, you know?
Yeah, it was quite shame for us the whole year, or like the last few races, I think. But next year, I'm gonna quote Ferrari now. Next year will be our year. Oh, we
So
try
it's a
at least.
mission win now.
Yeah.
Mission win now, as opposed
Yeah,
to spin now.
Yeah, you saw on our rear wing. It's yeah.
All right, next is our year. So you're bringing the Alpha Spirit. Now then, wow, we got so many things to ask, but yeah, sticking with you, Noah. What happened in that first lap? Actually, you were up there in fifth, and after that, you dropped off the radar a bit.
Yeah, I was after I onto the grid, I got a good recovery until P6, and then I closed up to Simon, and then we were always a little bit in contact over team radio with each other, and then I told him to push and go because he's a little bit quicker than me. Then Wong Wei Xiong catch me.
Yep.
And then after that, I went to the pits. I pitted, and then I lost very much time on him.
I have
so,
a
yeah.
question too.
Okay,
What
sorry, Robert, go
happened
on.
to you and Simon in quali? Guys were very fast compared to.
I don't know what he took for breakfast this morning. Maybe some porridge.
Yeah.
It was more than porridge, man. I mean, somebody called the WADA.
Your
Yeah,
quali pace was very good.
Yeah. You don't have to thank me. You have to thank Simon because he was the quick guy. I'm just number 2. I'm only watching him do his good stuff.
Not bad
Nice.
for number 2
Sweet,
driver,
yeah.
I guess.
So Swiss porridge, I think is good.
I would like to say some nice Swiss cheese.
I think that was the
Yeah.
Ferrari power under the.
Yeah.
In the Alpha.
I had a phone call this morning. The Mattia.
Someone needs to check
bit of
the
extra
fuel flow
power.
rate.
Yeah, we have
Party-
now a little button who says party mode.
Yeah, party mode. They enabled the party mode.
With a little bit more oil,
So,
so I don't
you-
have that much space with my fat ass in the car. A little bit more oil now, so I can squeeze it more.
So the New Year's party mode came a little bit earlier this time, alright?
Yep. In this case, Ferrari's on party mode.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All
we-
right,
As I said, we hope to get strong back next year.
and we will
Maybe-
be all looking forward to that.
You and
sorry, what
Simon
you saying?
If
can-
it's alright, can I ask about how the team's championship is looking?
Well, suffice to say, congrats to you, Lloyd.
Ah, right, that's good to hear. Alright, some good news today.
Yep. So Scuderia Valkyrie won this particular championship. Who was second, Robert?
Second is I think Honda F3, but I need to check.
Alright.
I'm not
So-
sure. I was looking at the replay of the race.
Not bad for a debut team, I guess.
Yep, with a rotating door of drivers.
Yeah, I mean, that's more of a disadvantage actually, because like drivers they don't get to race, they don't get to score points for themselves. So yeah, it's more of a disadvantage than an advantage. But I mean,
Well-
there's not much of an advantage, it's just having 2 drivers in a race. So
So second place, actually Honda F3 dropped to P3, and we have Prancing Knights taking P2 with 65 points.
Nice. So, Mixer, so you have your team up there in second, eh? Not bad for what's basically carrying the team.
Yeah, my back hurts a bit.
how's the drivers championship in tier 1? Like, what's the order?
I'm gonna check
Okay.
that too.
Yep, I got
So-
it here.
P1
Oh, sorry, Rob,
is
go
our champion Mixa Mortiferum.
No, no
Uh,
surprise.
Oh,
P2
I like
is
the way you said that. Mortiferum?
what? Yeah,
That's
and
okay.
P2
Yeah.
we have Marius Moroshan. Uh, P3 is Max Janssen, or yes, and the P4 Mika Hakimi.
So fourth is inevitable for me. All right. It's okay.
Yeah,
And
I think the string of 4 places you had probably was a factor.
the number 4 is just haunting me, man. Especially the fact that I finished the year off with 4 podiums. It's just ah.
Feng Shui number, I guess. It's on.
It's-
Yeah. Oh yeah. Anyhow, we have another driver who is joined into the chat, which is Wong Wei Xiong, aka the noob tier two winner of the race and winner of the championship. So Wei Xiong, can you hear us?
He's on mute.
I think
for
he's
some reason.
muted.
I'm gonna.
Uh, Oh, he just turned on his mic.
Crystal.
Okay.
All right. So here's the tier two champion. Wei Xiong, how's it feel like to win a championship in your debut season?
Pretty good, I guess. Although it didn't feel good bottling all those. Yeah.
So
Well,
describe your
And
emotions.
also, I've also to say, very good, well done from Wong Wei Xiong. Yeah, he put me right under pressure. Like he was behind me, and I didn't know he was a tier 2 driver. So really well done to you. You put me under pressure.
oh, thanks. I wasn't expecting to catch you because you were really fast during qualifying. Yeah. That was a good race, I guess.
Well, you guess, but guess what? You won the tier two championship, and the fact that according to Robert, I think McGee also won the teams championship.
Oh, it's a
correct, Robert?
double.
Oh, awesome. 2 championships.
Nice,
That feels
nice.
good.
So,
That's good.
so that's about what? That's 2 Malaysian teams champions. So yeah, we're running this league.
Yeah, definitely.
So, yeah, what a way to end of the decade, I guess.
Yep.
Yeah.
Considering we joined mid-season as well, I think.
Now time to conquer the people that conquer our land.
Oi, oi, oi. Let's not go into that.
Not
This
going
is
that
how
far.
we will start the decade. The
not
Malaysian
going that
Revolution
far.
has begun.
Man.
Right. Max is not here, so unfortunately we can't ask any more questions about him. But yep, so we swing it back to Mixer. What will your next plan of action be? Will you still be doing F3s or will you join the Endurance League?
Well, honestly, I wanted to do iRacing, but my bank account doesn't like that idea.
A lot of our bank accounts don't like it.
That's expensive.
It is, yeah. I'll probably take a bit of a break from serious racing just while the leagues aren't on. Obviously, it's been a lot, but I'll definitely consider continuing with any leagues we're doing because obviously it's fun.
I even bought rFactor 2 just for the Endurance League, so I'm really looking forward to that.
Oh, it's on
rFactor 2
our-
is good.
Looking forward to see you all there.
Yeah, indeed.
Indeed.
Yep.
But
So
just make sure to boot it up the first time, because when it says it's downloaded everything, when you boot the game up, it downloads more things.
Yeah.
Oh.
That takes a kind of while.
a whole.
Max is here.
Yep. So he muted his mic there for now. Moving to Mika, says we asked about Mixer's plans. Now we ask the other guy with the almost same name except with a K.
You have to have your name like this if you want to be fast. Trust me. This league is conquered by people whose names start with N.
With
You
M,
have Mixer, Mika, Marius, Max. I mean, it's just science.
Max sama Matak.
And then Vladislav joins the chat.
Yeah, Mr. Really fast back marker.
Yeah,
Sure,
no,
buddy.
we all know Kevin Schrader's was the fastest here.
I mean, is that a question? I mean, I prayed to this man.
Oh boy.
Anyways,
Yep.
Amo,
Hey,
you
yeah.
were asking a question.
Yeah, for you, will you said you bought rFactor too, so will you be
Mhm.
committing to more than one league?
Right now, up according to my calendar, I have about 4 leagues, or I mean at least 4 leagues that I'm looking into for next year. So it's gonna be a year. I'm gonna start off the year with a lot of starting off the new decade actually with a lot of new races. So looking forward to it, especially the endurance races, because Le Mans and stuff is always my dream. So yeah, I'm looking forward to all 4 or maybe even more leagues that I'll be joining.
So a little bit of promotion here. ARL has endurance league also using rFactor 2. So if anyone wants to join, I can give an invite.
Hashtag plug.
That'd be
Stick it in the
interesting.
lobby.
And of course, you have real world racing to look forward to, eh, Mika?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
and next year I'm taking, just like this year I took a break from, track racing because formula stuff it's so expensive. So next year there should be more plans with basically, production cars, touring cars, stuff like that. So I'm looking forward to that as well. I might be a little bit interested in bikes, but that's too far. That's taking my focus a bit too far. So
Well, yep, you have a Petronas affiliation, so that might work, I guess.
yeah. Maybe I'll try and get on one of those bikes and probably try and not die.
Ah, you do
Oh,
fine.
we want
You'll
you
do
to still be alive. And speaking of the other Formula guy, I see Marius's profile there. I thought this might be a Formula 4 driver, and he is. So, are you planning to race still continue racing in real life?
Yeah, of course. I'm looking forward to the next year. I still can't say what I'm gonna drive. It's from my management strictly closed. But yeah, I'm looking forward also to race in on sim. I don't think I'm
Mhm.
gonna race anymore on AC or other games. Just I'm looking that I'm staying on iRacing momentarily, and yeah, I'm really looking forward to the next season, next year. It's gonna be a great year also for me. And yeah.
Nice.
So we have already 30 minutes of interviews. So Amir, can you do the outro?
All right. So before we have everybody's final words, yeah. So that was season 2 of Ace Racing League Formula 3 World Championship. Congratulations to Marius Morrison for winning the Mixa Multiferum for winning the T1 Championship. Yeah, it's late over here. You guys are a little bit cranky. Sorry about that. And second, yep. My bad.
Yeah, congratulations, Mixer. Very nice.
Sec-
Congrats, man.
And then for real, second place in the championship goes to Marius. So more claps around, please.
Thank you.
And third for Max, if he can hear us.
Yeah, he can.
Okay, so. And Mika fourth. And also, huge round of applause for the Scuderia Valkyrie team for winning Tier 1's Teams Championship.
Thank you.
GG.
Hey.
And of course, the man who finishes first in the championship for Tier 2 here is Wong Wei Seong.
Thanks.
Who
Clap for
in
myself.
turn also, yep, and who in turn also won the Teams Championship for Migir. So not bad for everyone
Yay.
in
Alright.
this particular organization. All right,
I mean,
off to you, Robert.
The Mega name is quite well sponsored here, I guess. I mean, they're sponsoring 2 cars, and both of their cars won the team championship. So yeah, buy their watches.
Yeah,
Hashtag plug.
congratulations to them. We hope to see you all next Saturday at 20 CET for the prize ceremony of the Formula 3 Championship, where the winners will be given their prizes. This was Ace Racing League for now. See you next week.
Hey.
Thank
Yep.
you for having us. It's been great.
Yeah,
It's been a very well organized league. Everything's gone very
Thank you
well.
to
so
all
we-
guys.
We really
Yeah,
appreciate
thank you
it.
to the staff. Thank you to the
Thank you to the
staff.
staff. Yeah, thank you to
Yeah,
everyone.
the staff for the MVP, the
To the
MVP, man.
drivers for the nice battles. I want to thank everyone for the nice season. Very nice, organized also by Cemal. Really nice job, Cemal. I think he also gets a big applause. Cemal, very nice job.
Yes. Thanks for hosting it.
Oi, oi.
Ki, ra.
Ki, ra, ra, ra.
Oh, I'm
High
very good. I can't do
performance
that.
athletes. Athletes
Hyper-
sweat. Sweat. Ki.
Hyper-